Hey, it's Mike, disgruntled mechanic here again. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to work on the rear step bumper on a 2002 Chevy Silverado 2500. Just happened to be my significant other's. Last video I showed you something pretty simple, how to put a mirror in, but we got that done. I've never done the rear bumper on one of these. It looks more like a shell than a real bumper, at least that's what I bought. Might even be the wrong part. I haven't looked at it. I haven't really looked underneath here. I do know it's going to be dirty, rusty, and crappy, but that's what I get paid the big bucks for. So we'll start ripping this baby apart, but I think what I'll do first is I'm going to bring you along as I unbox the other one and see if it's even close to what we need. And hey, by the way, if you like my videos, or even if you don't like my videos, how about subscribing to the Disgruntled Mechanic channel on YouTube? I'm on Google Plus too, under the Disgruntled Mechanic, so if you want to follow along there. But just want to put that in there. Let's continue on with this bumper and see what we run into. Okay, what we have here is premium chrome plating. You guys look backwards on there. I don't know how this will turn out. But it says it's a face bar of a 9906 Silverado Sierra Fleet Side rear step bumper. What's the chances that it's right? Knowing my luck, close to absolutely zero. Let's open it and find out. Well, I do know one thing, kids. It's sharp if you're not careful. Alright, we'll be a little bit carefuler trying to get this out of here and not ripping any more pieces off myself. So what do we think? Places for the lights to fit in there alongside it. Oh, one over there, one there. We got a thing there. We got a thing there for the tire downer. Well, for the most part, I would say it's what we need. So now the fun begins. Getting these rusted pieces, bolts, and crap off of there to put this one on. Okay, well, let's get started. Well, now that my finger's bleeding, I'll put gloves on. What I was going to do is I was going to go under first and show you what's happening under there and what I think we have to take off and point that out. But while I was up here, what I was looking at, this light is so rotted off here, I think I can just pull that bugger out of the metal, as I did, and stick it in through the hole like I did with the other one. And it looks like it still has the plastic. Still looks like they have the plastic clips with them. So, alright, let's go underneath there and see what we got to unclip and unhook and how much of a bitch this is going to be. Doesn't it just figure? Well, number one, I noticed I had my babushka on backwards, inside out, so I put it right side out. The other thing is, my friend used this all the time. It's almost empty. Don't know if I have another can. I'll have to go look. Would have been helpful for this job. And just because I don't like dirt in my ears, I'm going to put these on. And I put these on because I don't like dirt in my eyes. So, get equipped, we'll go down, I'll see what bolts we have to zip off, what we have to pull off, and then we'll start on out. What? Oh, okay, got you. So it looks like we have an ugly bolt up there. We have an ugly bolt down here. not a whole lot left of this baby. Probably an ugly bolt there, one there. There's probably those on the frame here, or that bracket on up there, them two ugly ones. Those two up there are two look that have to come out to hold the top of the bumper. So I'll take those out. I'll leave that bracket on, thank goodness. That one. Sorry, I'm a little behind here. That one. That one. Same way with the bracket. Up there has two. And the one there. And this one over here. Alright, I don't know if you want to see me taking bolts off. I am not going to be very nice with them or about them. Oh, it looks like, okay, looking here, it looks like we got one on either side of our class 3 hitch here, tow hitch, that we got to take them off. Okay, well, I don't know if you really want to see me take rusty bolts off, but those are the ones I'm going to take off. I don't think I'm going to show it. It may take a while here. If I get into some precarious, ugly stuff, I'll stop back. I'll bring you back in. Alright, thanks, bye. I figured I'd take these plastic covers off. They just pull up. And over here on the side, there's one of those I don't know what the heck you call them, plastic rivets or side clips they use, and I got more of them, so we just ripped them off. Now folks, might be easier to get these bolts out than what I thought. I might be able to do a little bit of cutting and reach right under here. Or over here. And just do this all from up top. And let me tell you, if I can, that is what I'm going to do. There's not much left of these bolts. This may be tougher just doing that than anything. There's a couple clips up here that hold your lights on. That's those push clips too. We'll get them out of there, figure out how this comes out. I don't know what you think, but I don't think the inspection guy was right. I really don't think that this needed another bumper. How about you? Alright, well, I'm at rip and tear here. I just wanted to bring you back in and show you what I was doing because this thing is so shot. Next thing I'm going to do is get these wires out of here before I rip them off. So I'm going to do that, and if I get into any other good stuff, I'll be back. Well, I might as well bring you back in here for a couple minutes anyhow, because what I decided to do was get the old trusty Sawzall out and cut around where these bolts are, because these bolts are bad. And unfortunately, there may be more wrong than just the bumper, because this one place where the bumper mounts to, over here, doesn't look so hot. And I don't even know if there's anything to weld onto anymore. This is just bad. So I'm going to cut this out because there's two bolts right here. cutting into the mount. Not as though it's going to hurt much because everything's rotted anyhow. Let me cut this out down through here. Let me put a new battery in first. The blade's probably dull already. Now we're opening her up to where the goodies are at. But I'm just going to continue to hack away at this till I get the bolts where I can see them, and we'll go from there. Well, I know some lady isn't going to be happy about any of this, but it's going to be more than the bumper. And I'm pretty sure you can get these parts and replace them, but we can see how rusty everything is. I'm probably going to replace this whole plate here that this support goes on, and then it looks like I'm thinking this part here is either welded on this or bolted on with that bolt. I'm not 100% sure here. That's why I'm looking, but I'm sure I'll have to take these two bolts out underneath here to be able to get this off, because when you come over to the other side, what we need is this whole piece plus this, because that is shot. So this looks like it's going to get into more than a bumper job. And basically what I did was I just cut the bumper away what I didn't need, and I'm going to have to go from there and decide exactly what I have to do and where I'm going to go. I'm still hammering away at it. Basically what I'm doing is I took the bolts off inside here. Like I said, it's just a matter of taking bolts off. That's really why I'm not doing it. I'm going back as far as I can. I can rip everything apart off here. But I have three more bolts on this side, 3 more bolts on that side that hold this bracket onto the frame and that, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to show you, the reason I came back is I want to show you what's helping me and what's making this job easier. I bought this 3/4 inch impact. Mama, I love it. So this baby's taking the bolts out. When I get the bolts out and ready to take out, I'll show you how this whole assembly comes apart and what I'm going to have to replace to continue this job. The only problem I'm running into right now is last 2 bolts, which always, of course it always is. There's 2 of them here. I don't know if you can see the heads, but they're supposed to be welded onto this plate so they don't turn. They're turning. So all I'm going to do is take the trusty welder, blast a little tack on them, hope it's enough to let the impact blast it back out. So once I get that done, this whole rotten old ass assembly ought to pull out. I'll show you when I'm ready to pull her. After blasting, putting the weld on there and blasting that out, I realized basically I could have took this out a while ago. At least part of it, because this side was already off. But I could have pulled it out, but I didn't want to not have you enjoy me in the suspense of pulling it off. Oh yeah! Oh, 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 oh. Pull this last piece. Look at that, it came right off. I'm not going to throw that up there. See, that's what it had. It had these heads that are supposed to be on there, but it was so rotted. It's getting warm. It was so rotted that they were turning, so I just blasted the weld onto them. The other thing with doing that was you put a little heat on these. It's from the other side, of course, but we put a little heat on them. And I also had the PB blaster. So the PB blaster and the heat, it's a good combination to help get your nuts off when they're a little tight. I'm not going to talk about getting your nuts off any other time, but that's what they're there for. With that, this is Mike, the disgruntled mechanic. We got it off. We'll get the parts. We'll put it back on. Probably have you along when I do it. We'll have the fun of putting it back together. It's just going to be some bolts and everything, but we'll see if we get the right parts and what we need. But we're further than what I thought we'd be, and it didn't go as bad as I thought it would. So remember, subscribe on YouTube to my channel if you like it. If you don't like it, subscribe anyhow. You can laugh. Whichever. Doesn't matter. But that was today's fun. And once again, this is Mike, the disgruntled mechanic, saying, if you can get somebody else to do it, you're probably better off. Till next time.